Once this place was alive with laughter, the sounds of children running, the cheerful hum of rides. Now only silence remains, empty, haunting, unnatural. But what if this silence isn't just the absence of joy, but something darker? What secrets does this crumbling park hide? Tonight we explore the 5 terrifying mysteries of the abandoned amusement park, where things are far more twisted than they seem. And the most chilling part? This park was abandoned overnight. No one knows why, and those who have dared to investigate never returned unchanged. The first mystery begins long before the park ever opened. Whispered among locals for decades, there are stories, dark stories, about the true purpose of this amusement park. Many believe it wasn't just for family fun. No, this was a place for secret societies to meet, a carnival of secrets and shadows. These symbols are no ordinary graffiti. Hidden within the park's very design are cryptic marks linked to underground organizations. Some say a cult, others claim secret orders that still exist today. These marks were only discovered when the park was already in decay, long after the last visitor had left. But the real secret lies beneath. Beneath the laughter and spinning rides, the park hides a labyrinth of tunnels. These tunnels were never on any blueprints, their existence denied by the park's owners. Yet when discovered, they were filled with strange objects, rusted chains, rotting wood chairs, and markings that no one could explain. Was this park designed as a meeting ground for those secret societies? Some believe that, on certain nights, powerful figures from around the world would gather here, beneath the fun and games, to discuss darker things. And once they were done, well, some of the disappearances might not have been accidents after all. Every abandoned place has its ghost stories, and this park is no exception. For years, there have been tales of strange sounds, children's laughter echoing from the carousel late at night, footsteps behind visitors even when they are completely alone, and figures seen in the shadows, just out of the corner of your eye. Some say these stories were spread deliberately by those who wanted to keep the curious away, a convenient way to cover up what was really happening in the park. After all, the more you believe in ghosts, the less likely you are to question reality, right? But then the stories grew darker. People reported seeing children, ghostly, pale, their eyes sunken and hollow, riding the rides long after the park closed. Visitors claimed they would feel cold breath on their necks, hear whispered names in the wind, and when they turned around, no one was there. Was it all just a cover? A clever way to hide something more sinister? Or could these ghostly figures be the echoes of those who never left the park? The third mystery is perhaps the most chilling. Those who entered the park and were never seen again. They came for a day of joy, for the thrill of the rides, but they never left. And what's even stranger, no bodies were ever found. Some say the park had a strange power, that it would swallow people whole. Visitors would walk down a path and simply disappear. Parents claim to have looked away for only a moment, only to find their children gone, forever. Over the decades, countless people vanished, most of them children. Police reports were filed, but investigations always led nowhere. Eyewitnesses claimed they saw figures walking into dark corners of the park, never to return. And then, there were the rides. The rides themselves seemed to have a mind of their own. One minute they were safe, the next they would malfunction, throwing passengers into danger. Some believed the rides were cursed, that they were responsible for the disappearances. But what if they weren't accidents at all? Where did they go? Were they taken by something or someone? Some locals believe the disappearances were linked to underground experiments conducted in the park's hidden rooms. But if that's true, why were the victims never found? The fourth mystery brings us to the very bones of the park. From the outside, it looks like any other amusement park. But if you look closer, something isn't right. Construction workers, architects, even engineers reported strange instructions, blueprints that made no sense, materials ordered that were never used, entire sections of the park that didn't appear on any official map. Rumors began to swirl, rumors of secret rooms hidden deep beneath the park, of entire areas constructed for unknown purposes. Some workers claimed they were sworn to secrecy, forced to sign contracts that prevented them from speaking about what they saw. Others quit the job, unable to shake the feeling that something was very wrong. But here's the strangest part. Despite the park's sudden closure, there were areas that remained active. Generators deep underground still run, lights flicker in distant corners of the park at night, and machinery hums softly as though waiting for someone or something to return. Was the park simply a place for fun, or was it a cover for something far more sinister? What was really being built here? And why, after all these years, does it still feel as though something is unfinished? And then, there's the final mystery, the one that ties everything together: the money. For years, the park's finances were a mess. Large sums of money would appear in the accounts overnight, only to vanish without explanation. No one could trace the source, and even the park's owners seemed to be in the dark. What was the park really being used for? Some believe it was a front for something far more sinister, a money laundering operation, perhaps even a cover for illegal activities. But when investigators tried to dig deeper, they were met with silence. And then, the most unsettling discovery of all: money from the park was being funneled into offshore accounts that didn't exist. Every time investigators got close to uncovering the truth, the trail would vanish, just like the people who disappeared. Was the park being used for something much darker than anyone realized? Or was it all part of a larger plan, one that we were never meant to uncover? So what really happened at this abandoned amusement park? Were the ghost stories just a distraction, or was something far more sinister at play? We may never know the truth, but one thing is certain: whatever lies within this park is still there, waiting.